At the rodeo this weekend, I watched a cowboy get thrown clean off a bronc, hit the dirt, and stand up grinning before the dust had even settled. And I thought, now that's a skill nobody puts on a poster. The people who actually study how we handle hard things found something surprising about getting back up. And it might just change what you do the next time life throws you. I'm Coach Janet J. And today on Your Next Best Step, we are talking about why life keeps throwing you around lately and a small, faith-filled way to dust off and ride faster. So this weekend was the rodeo. There's a smaller one we go to every summer. It's outside under an evening sky, and it's just plain fun. Dust, heat, funnel cake, and a crowd that cheers at everything. We've been going for years, and as usual, I couldn't stop watching the riders. Guess what? Not one of them stayed on the whole time looking graceful. The horse bucked. The rider held what they could. Some of them got thrown in 2 seconds, and every single one of them did the same thing afterward. They stood up, they slapped the dust off their jeans, they picked up their hat, some waved to the crowd, some looked to check their score if they had stayed on long enough to earn one. The whole crowd cheers every time a rider goes down and climbs back up, because everyone in those stands knows the truth that is so easy to forget in our own lives. What they came to see was the getting up. There's a verse that has lived in this exact territory for thousands of years. It's in the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 8. And it reads something like a thrown rider might say with dirt still on their face. Do not gloat over me, my enemy. Though I have fallen, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light. Though I have fallen, I will rise. The fall is right there in the sentence, said plainly. And so is the rising. And so is the one who becomes your light while you are still sitting in the dust, figuring out which way is up. That is a verse for people who get thrown, which sooner or later is every one of us. Now, here is where the science walks in and tips its hat to that old verse. A researcher named George Bonanno at Columbia University spent years studying how people respond after truly hard events, loss, upheaval, the kind of thing that knocks a person flat. For a long time, his field assumed that falling apart was the normal response and that coming back quickly was rare. The evidence surprised him. Most people, after something hard, do better than the whole field expected. Many stay steadier than anyone predicted. Others dip low for a while and then climb back to themselves. Coming undone for good turned out to be the exception. Across study after study, bouncing back is the ordinary human pattern. Another researcher, Ann Masten, gave that pattern a name I love. She called it ordinary magic. Resilience is built out of ordinary things, a steady relationship, a small routine, a breath, a prayer, the next small step, plain everyday equipment that most of us are already carrying. So when you get thrown and the first thought that arrives is something is wrong with me, the science and the scripture say the same thing back. You are a person who got bucked off. And rising again is the most ordinary, most human, most God-designed thing you will do all week. Now, none of this is all about a rodeo. It's about the week you are actually in, because I seriously doubt you pressed play for a cowboy story. Maybe what threw you was a phone call you did not see coming, a scan, a diagnosis, a number on a statement. Maybe it was your kid or a parent or a door that closed at work. Maybe nothing massive happened at all. You just simply feel like the ground keeps shifting under your feet and you cannot find your footing. Most of the time, the truth is kinder than the voice in your head. You did nothing wrong to cause this. Life bucked the way life does. The horse was always going to buck. The bull was always going to buck. So the question that actually changes your next few days is a simple one. How quickly do you dust off and stand back up? And dusting off touches all 4 parts of you at once. Mentally, what matters most is the first story you tell yourself in those first few seconds on the ground. One rider thinks, the horse bucked, that's a rodeo. Another thinks, I always mess everything up. Same fall, 2 different stories. And your body tends to believe whichever one you tell it. Emotionally, there's a sting when you get thrown, especially in front of people. The sting is real, and it's allowed to move through you without becoming a part of your name. Physically, your body holds the jolt. Your shoulders climb, your jaw sets. Shaking that off does real work. It's how a nervous system steps down off high alert. And spiritually, this is where Micah meets you. While you are sitting in the dust, the Lord is already your light. The light reaches you down there before you are standing, before you have brushed yourself off. You're not down there alone. So here is your next best step. We'll call it the dust off. 4 small moves, and the whole thing takes about 15 seconds. Step 1, shake out your hands. Literally, drop them at your sides and shake them out like a rider shaking the arena dust after a fall. You are telling your body the ride is over. Step 2, 1 breath out. Just 1. The kind of sigh your body lets go on its own when something hard is finished. You don't have to count it or control it. Let it leave. Step 3, say the line out loud if you can. Dust brushes off, I rise. It's a promise straight out of Micah. Dust brushes off, I rise. Step 4, choose the next small, faithful thing. Just 1 step. A text that you send, the walk you take, the prayer you whisper. 1 thing that moves you back towards the gate. Shake, breathe, say it, step. That's the dust off. You can do it in the kitchen, in the car, in the parking lot before you walk back in. It's small enough to actually use, which is the only kind of step that ever helps. So, as you head into your week, hold on to this. Bouncing back is the ordinary human pattern, built from small, everyday things, and Micah promised it first. Though I have fallen, I will rise. When life throws you this week, you have the dust off. Brush, shake, breathe, say it, step. Getting thrown was always part of the ride. Rising is what you were made for. That is where I will leave you today. If this one found you in the middle of a hard week, would you follow or subscribe wherever you are listening or watching so the next one finds you too? It's the simplest way to keep these in your week. I will see you Wednesday. Take your next best